The numbers from the core review have been recrunched, and there's still good news for taxpayers. The city won't be asking for more from the taxpayer, and that's seen as unusual by the country's tax watchdogs.
Not all the recommendations from the core review, as set out in a staff report, were passed by Council on Monday. Some of the suggestions for proposed user fee increases, for instance, were halved.
Those have had an impact on what our projections were. So for 2014, we projected about 12 million, and we've ended up at around 11.7. And for 2015, we projected 17 million, and we've ended up at 16.5. And for 2016, we projected 18.7, and we've ended up at 17.9 million.
Those figures, though less than expected, will stay in the city's coffers. The tax rate for this year was set at 3.5%, and again, Council recently put a target of 2.5% for next year's levy. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation says imposing a cap is significant.
Most politicians, especially the municipal level, do not have the guts to do it. I mean, I've seen it only a few cases for medium to large cities across the country that have done that. I know a few years ago Ottawa did that with the zero means zero policy. That only lasted for about 1 year, but then it continued on from there.
Initially, the tax rate was going to be 7%, but staff was told to find efficiencies. The result was a core review, something Derek Fildebrandt says should happen regularly.
Absolutely. Every level of government and every jurisdiction should be doing this at least once a term, and every time the politicians are elected. I mean, minimum every 4 to 5 years. A lot of governments are not doing it. They do it generally when they come to a crisis and they can't pay the bills. We should be doing it in good times and bad.
With the final impact figures from the core review now set, those financials will be incorporated into the budget.
These numbers will now be fed into the budget process for the budget considerations for Council. So we will now take these, and depending on decisions that Council makes about what they want to pursue in terms of the key priorities, we will allocate these numbers to the budget.
The amended financial impact of the core review decisions accumulate from 24 million in 2014 to 58 million in 2016. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.